In a moment, we'll turn to an early part of our master narrative, to our Torah reading, describing the birth of Isaac and the banishment of Hagar and Ishmael. And for the first time in a while, we will also have a full complement of aliyot to the Torah, though these Torah blessings will still be said from a distance. Small steps. You'll recall that it is at Sarah's behest that Abraham sends Hagar and Ishmael out of their home. She has her reasons. She is very protective of Isaac, and perhaps because she has an elevated sense of what would come in the future, she knew that Ishmael's staying would not bode well. Still, it is a harsh move, and the Torah tells us that it troubled Abraham. And perhaps it should trouble us whenever we read about anyone who is compelled on a journey without proper provisions. It is a narrative that touches on the plight of refugees wherever they are. Hagar and Ishmael, though, have an advantage that is at first unknown to them, which is that God is watching and watching out for them. He has told Abraham that Ishmael would also be the ancestor of a great nation, though Abraham's line would continue through Isaac. So, how are they saved? God opened Hagar's eyes, and she saw a well of water. Our Machzor, in its commentary, asked a classic question: does the well now appear miraculously, or had it been there all along and Hagar had failed to see it? We recently had the chance to learn with the wonderful and insightful Rabbi J.J. Schachter, who asked the same question, but who also answered it. The well was there the whole time. God did not create it in that moment. And he took the idea a step further and said such wells are all around us, sources of strength, hope, and inspiration. But sometimes our eyes are just not open to seeing them. During a time of isolation, when things are by no means easy for anyone and extremely difficult for many, we do at least make a choice of turning inward and shutting ourselves off from the world, hunkering down and waiting for this to pass. Or, alternatively, we can seek, or sometimes we can even be wells of connection and of strength, and yes, also of hope. I'm hopeful, actually, that these holidays, strange as they are, may also have an impact that we could not have anticipated, feeling more deeply even than we usually do, that we are all involved in the same holy activity at the very same moments, together with our fellow Jews all around the world on these very same days. If we are able to open our eyes to see beyond the walls that we have no doubt been staring at for way too long, we will find kindred spirits, fellow Jews and neighbors alike. And we will see those who need us and those who we also need. Hagar had her eyes opened. May God help us to open our eyes to see the good that needs to be done, the hope that needs to be held, and the wells of encouragement from which we can draw. Family, friends, faith, community, tradition, and more are our wells as we turn to this narrative of birth, banishment, an opening of eyes, and even the founding of the city of Be'er Sheva, the city of not just one, but of 7 wells. I told you there were lots of them all around us and inside of each one of us too. Shana Tova, we turn to our Torah reading.